But Schopenhauer points out that we actually have two doors to knowledge, which is known as, wasn't only Schopenhauer, I believe this, from Spinoza did as well, and other people like David Chalmers today, philosopher of mind, for example. We have two means of knowledge, and that's known as double aspect theory. We have then third-person knowledge, the world around us through our senses and through the intellect. But we also have first-person knowledge, which is knowledge of your own inner self, your feelings, especially your consciousness, your will. And this, although in time, gives us a closer understanding of the world in itself, which for Schopenhauer is ultimately will. Now, matter for Schopenhauer is merely a representation of will, by a will. So everything we see is our interpretation of other wills, and will for Schopenhauer is more like energy, or energy with intent. All our representations then are merely interpretations by our will, and they're representations of other wills. So for Schopenhauer, everything that exists has an internal will as well as its external representation. For example, when I see you, your persons, all I see is a three-dimensional temporal representation of you, and by analogy, I think, well, you've probably got feelings and consciousness because you behave in a very similar way to me. But of course, I can never prove that. I can prove the neural correlates of consciousness, brain activity, dopamine if you're satisfied, whatever. But I only assume that those representations are correlated to internal consciousness. I can only assume that. I can't know it. You can only know the internal in yourself, your own body. So the whole world then is ultimately consists of internal wills which we represent. And that's why his magnus opus is called The World as Will and Representation. So therefore, as a result of that, he's not a materialist, because matter is just a representation, and you can't get consciousness from matter. Like some people believe today, that if we understand the brain properly, then we'll understand how consciousness can emerge from it. Rather, consciousness is inherent in all of matter right from the start, and that solves a lot of problems in the so-called hard problem of consciousness, which I can go into in Q&A if you're interested. He also rejects, I should say, dualism, which is the general Christian view. Because dualism assumes materialism, but then because of mind-body problems, it tags on a spiritual substance as well, the soul, something like this. And this is even wronger than materialism for Schopenhauer, because it assumes two things which are wrong. So, in sum then, all matter energy has an internal will that we represent as matter energy.